welcome back to the SSG Scuffed cast. I'm your host Neato. We got co-host Widow. I don't know where you are. I don't
I'm
know
right
where
here.
you are.
I'm dancing. They'll find me.
Today, also we got Trihouse obviously and Veeds. You can
What?
they're here too. You already know
here
we got the
too.
crew.
That coffee's already
Guys,
kicking
we're
in.
wired today, and we're so excited for this podcast.
We truly are. A new Rocket League season is upon us, complete with a Ford Mustang, a NASCAR sponsorship, and new hopes for our rank this season. Because I don't know about you guys, but last season was really rough for me. So hopefully it'll get a little bit better. On top of that, we've had the pleasure of hosting the spring season of the Grid for Space Station, and we'll end the podcast off with some advice on how to curb rage while gaming. But first, there's a new Rocket Pass coming out, new season, and we're really excited about it, right?
Yeah. No, do you know what it is? Go-
No, that's what we were saying. There's no preview.
For the Rocket Pass, yeah. It's like every other season, they've like, before the Rocket Passes come out, you've been able to see what each individual item's going to be for each tier. And I've always thought it was actually kind of dumb that they did that, because then it kind of killed
spoils
the
it.
hype for
Yeah.
a little bit. Because I had to do 2 Rocket Pass videos on YouTube. But there's not that this year. We've only got what's in the trailer, and then like they've kind of shown a couple of items on like the actual Rocket Pass website. But
We did see what's coming today, where when you listen to this, there was an update yesterday to prepare for this. But there is now a new feature coming, or that is I don't know if it's here yet. That you can like sort finally. You can sort like
Straight up.
rare, making trade ups easier. And I am
It should have been there day one.
so excited.
It should have been there day one.
It should have been there day one, because I've been talking about that for forever, because I've just been like, it is so annoying to go through. I really hope, and I don't know because I didn't dive into it enough. Try, you did a whole video on this. So tell me if I missed this. But what I'm hoping for is there to be a way to sort by if something is trade upable or not, without just having to hover over. Is there?
it's got a whole new screen, so it's like, and it'll tell you. It's like you have. So it'll show black market, and then it'll be like you have 6 items that can trade up to a black market.
Oh,
and you have this many items that can trade up to an import or whatever.
Right,
and
dude.
Then, and they break it up by tournament rewards and into non-tournament rewards for you
Thank God,
as well.
because I never understood. People be like, "You gonna do trade ups?" And I'm like, "You want to see me like struggle for half an hour? Because that's what it's gonna be like. Every time I do trade ups, I'm like, I don't know what I'm even doing." And then people are like, "No, don't trade that up." I'm like, "I'm sorry, I don't know what to do."
I still don't think it's perfect
heads up,
either.
3.5 minutes in is
It
when
definitely
my
needs
recording
work.
started for Audacity.
Good job, Widow. Solid. I'm just kidding. I
All
still
our
don't think it's
faces, the disappointment, just wow.
Widow, you're
With
amazing.
her absolutely hanging her head in shame, right?
Yeah. You guys, if you're not on the YouTube side of things for the podcast, you have to be. You just to see our faces when she said that.
Like, nice.
But yeah.
So I still don't think it's perfect though, because, for instance, you can have multiple items from different series, and I still don't think it'll tell you if you have that. So like, if you opened up a golden egg, like that's from a golden egg series, not from whatever actual crate or drop or whatever. So it's like, you could have the exact same item and it won't list it. I mean, I guess if you sort alphabetically now, it'll make it easier, but it'll still be kind of trying to figure out what you actually want to trade up.
Wait,
but it is
right.
progress.
But if it's not that like specific to what items there are, then it doesn't sound like it would be an upgrade from what you can already do in filtering the items.
Well, no, it'll filter it by rarity and
But you can
and by
do
trade
that.
upableness.
Oh
So
yeah,
it's
yeah,
like-
true.
It's adding the trade upableness,
True.
which is what
That word.
I don't have. I'm
Trade
too like
upableness.
ADHD. Like you just like I don't have the patience to like hover over something and see if it's tradable. So I'm just mass clicking. This can't be traded in. This can't be traded in.
And then you get all the
Can't be
Rocket
traded
Pass
in.
items that like filter in right next to them, and it's like,
If I could burn all the Rocket Pass items in my inventory, like they give me a little virtual fire pit that I can just like throw in all those I would do it, man. They're just so, obviously we have the
that's what
archive,
archive
but
feature
even
is.
that,
I don't want
Even
them.
that, I just want them out. I don't even want them in my managed
I
inventory.
have
don't
so
want them
many
anywhere.
like copies of stuff where I have like 50 of like a topper, or like not 50, but like 18 of a topper, and it's like you can't trade it up, and I'm just like I'm just
Right.
gonna die for the. I can't do anything with this.
Yeah.
Like
For
if,
me,
if you
it's-
have over like 10, you should be able to morph it into something else.
For me, it's wheels. Like when I'm trying to equip a new set of wheels or something, or I'm looking for a set of wheels that matches a preset that I've come up with, and it just feels like I'm scrolling. I've got like 1,000 sets of wheels, and it's like I don't need them. Why? And not only
I
that,
only use one type of wheel as well.
going
Yeah.
back to this whole Rocket Pass talk, I hope there's some good wheels. I feel like the wheels have been just not great in the last few. And
After they made those Octane ass wheels, I was done. I
Wait,
was
what?
like, I'm
Octane
never.
ass wheels.
They
Oh,
literally
yeah,
have
yeah,
a
yeah,
wheel.
yeah,
The
yeah.
P-Sims, they're just the back of an Octane as a wheel. It's like,
That-
how obsessed do you have to be with Octane ass to make it an entire wheel?
Oh my god, Neato. How
I
obsessed
made me
you are with
upset.
Octane
That
ass?
disturbed you?
Those
There
are from
are
the
wheels
Totally
that
Awesome
look
Crate
like-
series 2 years ago.
There are wheels that
Where the
look
Fennec
like
came to be.
slime balls and
No, the Octane ass
Grossness.
wheels, it
that's
was over
the
for
line
me.
for you.
That's
can't
the
get special
line.
Fruit
edition wheels.
for me.
Wait till they make a Finnick ass wheel and watch Neato be like, "Oh my god."
Did you see her face? She just like blushed at the thought of that. She's like,
I'm
Fennec
just like
ass.
rubbing my hands
Neato
together.
coming in with
Damn.
the TikTok.
They say no more.
Yeah. Oh
Say
my
no
God.
more. No, but I'm just saying. I think that there's always at least one or two items where I'm like worth premium. Like that's for me. As long as I can get like maybe like a solid goal explosion or an animated decal, because I think
Okay.
there's been some good animated decals coming out of Rocket
Can I
Passes.
ask something? What's the coolest thing you guys have just like ever randomly gotten from a trade up? Like you weren't like passionately going through and I'm gonna trade up everything and eventually get to a White Hawk. What is just something you just randomly got out of a trade up one day? Anything?
I don't do anything. I told Kevin to do my trade ups. I sit him at my computer and I'm like, dude, trade ups for me.
I'm just saying this because
This is fiance work.
I don't usually care about trade ups. I never have. Like if I want an item, I'll just try to find it. You know what I mean? Like I don't care about the trade. I care about the trade community. You're beautiful, but I don't care about the trade community. Like I'm not
Traders
like
just exited the chat.
I'm not like, oh my god, let's do this. I care about all of this. You know what I mean? Like we're streamers a lot of the times. Those like as streamers and content creators, people can just throw items sometimes, and you don't really have to be like, I'm gonna hunt down a white octane. You just say, hey, I want one, and then there's somebody who would be there to buy it to you or give it to you or whatever, whatever. But I
We're
got black.
privileged.
We're very privileged. I got a black tunicas out of a trade up randomly last week.
Oh,
Nice.
that's pretty. That's a
Just-
good one.
I was just casually trading up stuff just because I was bored.
Heck
And
Yeah,
I
those
was
are-
like,
those
I'm
are
gonna
good
trade
wheels.
these up, and I just got black tunicas, and they're worth like $130, and I'm just like, it's a wheel, but it exists.
They're clean too.
I got a
very
painted white
Tunicas,
wheel recently,
they're like your mains.
but I don't remember what it was. But I've never really. I did all my trade ups actually since the new drops since free to play. I did all my trade ups last month. I did like a drinking game with the trade ups, which was quite cool. But
I
Not a bad
haven't
idea.
done my trade ups in over a year, I think.
Oh, try content.
Time to make it.
Oh yeah,
Time to
it's
make
that
a trade
YouTube
up scene.
video.
You should do that tonight. It's the last day of the season. End the season with a bang.
get some
Well,
Bud
I'm
Lights
gonna-
down you.
I also haven't opened my drops for this season yet, so I've got 50 drops I'm gonna open, and then I'm gonna, after I do that, I'm gonna be like, if this video gets this many likes, we'll trade up all of this, and I'll show. It's gonna be like
Show like
I could
30
probably
items.
trade up to like 50 black markets, like.
Doubt.
Can we
Yeah.
coin
Doubt,
a
doubt,
term
doubt,
for the
doubt.
Trihouse sellout? Is it just
What?
like tryout? No.
The Stop
The
it, stop it,
sellout.
guys.
No. I'm
They
kidding.
all
No,
know
no,
we're
no,
a
no, no,
content
no,
creator.
No, it's great, and I can't wait to watch it. But the way you're just gonna, like, the way you're just forward going, I'm gonna tell them if it gets enough likes.
I'm just
Boom.
liking.
I didn't even clock
Yeah,
that, to
I
be honest.
always, yeah, that's right. I don't even think about it. And when I do it, I'm just, man, that's probably bad.
They did
That's probably
mention.
No, it's not bad. You're smart.
Now you're a sellout, try.
You're-
bad. Haven't finished the mega sheet yet.
Cell
Um,
house. Cell house. Is that it?
Cell house, that's not bad. That's
Cell
better
house is a
than
good one.
tryout.
Where's the Cell house emote in chat?
Better than tryout.
Yeah, that was better than tryout.
Oh,
Um,
sell house, and it's like a little for sale sign, like, and that's what it is. Like,
I can
that's
have
so
an
cute.
emote. Yeah.
The
Yeah, do
animators
it.
who are listening, I
Yeah,
would
sell
like,
house.
I would like a
Mhm.
sell house emote of a Trihouse, but a little for sale sign.
Yeah, we need it.
Yo,
Wait,
Ford Mustang. It's coming up with the update, right?
Should
Yeah.
be.
I don't
Should
know.
be.
I thought it was. Didn't they say May?
I think it's gonna be like a mid-season
Yeah, it's gonna be a
hype
mid-season.
thing.
Is
It's
the
smart
new
for them to do
car
that.
the Tyranno or whatever it's called? Tyranno.
That we
Something
all
like
thought was
Tyranno,
a Tesla.
Yeah, it looks like a
They
Tesla.
knew what they were doing.
They debated.
Those sly little foxes. They knew exactly what they were doing when they put that shiny T on the front of a car.
We all
Like,
got our cloud out of it.
Yeah.
You know.
The
Oh,
test
I
the
didn't-
faux Tesla.
I just knew. I'm like, not.
If they would have hyped it up more than that, if it
They
was,
wouldn't have
I
done
think.
like a joint Ford Tesla thing. You know, they're technically competitors in the
Yeah.
biggest way.
Yeah.
So
just a little bit cheeky.
But yeah, that was the biggest thing when it came out. I was like, I don't know if Tesla ever came to Rocket League, if they'd be like, yeah, we want to be lumped in with Ford, and you know, and all of that.
Yeah.
No, it'd be like the biggest announcement you've ever seen in Rocket League if Tesla.
Elon Musk would actually tweet about us.
if
and
Elon,
it-
yeah,
to
if
the
Elon Musk
moon.
tweeted about Rocket League, oh my god,
That'd be so
I don't
sick.
like the guy, but
He said he's gonna put a Doge on the
people
moon, put
do.
a Rocket League car on the moon.
How do you not like Elon Musk? He's
It's
like
easy.
single. He's single-handedly trying to like
Throw the
carry us
economy.
into the future. Well, yeah, he's like
he's just another
like-
rich guy that only cares about himself. That's like
Nah,
my
I'm with
my
you
thing
on
about
this,
Elon
Neato.
Musk.
I'm with
He-
you.
like I think he's a genius, but he had help from his father. I don't want to get too into this, but it's basically just like a Jeff Bezos
yes.
2.0. People idolize him because he has a lot of money, but like he
but
had
he
a
does
lot of
it.
help to
But
get
he's
there.
like he's
you know.
like he's all about the money, but he's also
About
innovative
the memes,
with
and
it,
that
so
makes
it's
him
like-
cool.
no. So it's like there's people who've like there's like satellite internet companies that have been like charging people out in the country like $200 for like the most crappy internet available, and then with SpaceX he's bringing Starlink, which is like it's like broadband satellite. It's like broadband.
Right, but would you
quality
rather have
satellite.
Wi-Fi or would you rather have food, water, and shelter? Like it's one of those
Okay,
things
but
where
that's
he's
that's
doing a lot for
always
that.
gonna be fundamental.
That's always gonna be a thing.
Fundamental.
That's
Well, that's
not
what I'm saying. He's
his-
another one of those rich guys that literally like he could do so much for the world in terms of stuff like that, and he chooses to send
Yeah,
cars
so
to
technology.
space.
Yes, and that is the thing.
That's
However,
this is a
I
tangent.
feel like he doesn't
It
flippantly,
is.
like as much
It
as other
is.
people do, go. I'm.
But
a
I
hop onto things."
understand his contribution to science is not one to be taken lightly.
You've also
like,
got to think what the Tesla car does for the
electric car scene.
lithium
Like, saving the
batteries
planet.
will never decompose, so there's a whole other issue with that. But he's on the right track.
Yeah, but
Yeah, it's a
this,
start.
It's a start.
Exactly, he's on the right
I
track.
don't like his personality. I don't like
And
his
they're fast.
personality whatsoever. I don't like what they named their baby. I don't like it.
I'm not buying a Tesla unless I
It's an
can use
equation.
Boost in it.
They named their baby an equation.
They-
And that's
they-
just next level fuckboy shit. I know.
They named their baby what?
Wait, did you not see it, Try?
Did you not see when Elon Musk and Grimes?
They think
the
they
singer,
changed it.
named their baby?
Like
an equation
XAE21 dash
to the
E.
fucking-
Wait,
They
Try.
named their
There's
baby
no way you didn't see
in
it.
Trihouse
is
kind of be
no
living
way.
under a rock sometimes.
He's like,
You're fucking kidding me.
So while he
Trihouse
looks
trying to be Patrick
his
Star.
reaction, while he looks this up, what I get about Elon Musk is the same thing that is a problem that I feel a lot of people have with Lord of the Rings or Star Wars or anything else. It's not necessarily the person that's the worst part, it's the fandom. And Elon Musk fanboys are literally, I'm not saying if you like Elon Musk, I'm saying Elon Musk fanboys who are like, he can do no wrong. He is God.
Oh,
What he
yeah, that's-
said
that- I
is like
see it.
written by this. And half of them forget that like he didn't start Tesla. that he just became a part of Tesla. They're like, he's a revolutionary genius with Tesla. No, Nikola Tesla was a revolutionary genius who founded Tesla, you know? And things like
Well,
this.
he didn't found like Tesla, the car company. But
Yo, Tesla in Rocket League. Yeah, it could happen, you know. I'm not gonna be here and be the one person's like, I'm boycotting. Like, I'm probably gonna get the Cybertruck if it ever comes into the game. But you know, it's just one of those things. It's a topic where it's an interesting discussion because you never, it's just not.
So,
it's
electric cars, Tesla geniuses, the polar opposite, NASCAR. NASCAR is also coming to Rocket League. The polar opposite of all of that. And so that's something I'm excited for this season.
Gasoline, combustion,
big
monster trucks, and picking up chicks.
Need for speed.
Bringing in NASCAR. Sorry, I just kind of went off on a tangent. Monster trucks aren't coming to Rocket League. It's
Yo, could you imagine though? There was a discussion that started about what if there was like a demolition derby sort of mode, where there was like Mario Kart where there used to be like that demolition derby mode where you would have a bunch of balloons and you'd have to demo the other people and then they'd lose their lives. Like I feel like that could totally be an extra mode in Rocket League. Especially with the that maybe it could look like a NASCAR
demolition
track
derby
like...
is a preset setting in private matches, where it's like demo on contact, and all of that.
But let's make it give me a map, give me some.
Yeah, make it a free for all.
Monster trucks, you know.
Make it a free for all, and then some boost pads and put it on Arctagon. You know what I'm talking about? Like the or pillars or something like.
Give me some like crazy like
no, put it on a new map
tournament.
Johnny.
Like give me $5,000 tournament.
Obviously, but I'm thinking
all the biggest demoers in Rocket League to see who can get the most. Like it would be so insane.
Or Badlands? Is Badlands the one that's?
Yeah, that's the bowl, the cereal bowl.
Yeah, make it freaking put it in Badlands. That'd be awesome. I'd play that.
I just need to reskin it so it looks like a little NASCAR track, and then I think we might be getting a NASCAR track field because in the ad there was like a little like track field that they were like driving.
We're getting it's like DFH Stadium
NASCAR edition.
Wait, it's like circuit.
Did you not see it, Neato?
Yeah,
No.
they're putting a track on the inside of. I don't know if it's DFH, but it's like
it's DFH.
They could totally use it as a demolition derby.
On the inside of the ramp, there's like a black like road essentially.
I think pros are gonna hate it.
I think it looks clean though.
Pros hate anything that's not just can be used in RLCS. Their opinions are irrelevant to this.
It looks super clean.
True.
It is going to be used in RLCS.
As long as they don't randomly put it into ranked rotation to screw them up, they'll
put it in RLCS if they're doing. If this is coming in May, I'm guessing they're going to do one of the something sponsored with it. So I would like when they did the X Games, they played on Snowy Manfield, right? Like the first game of every series was played on Snowy Manfield, and it was terrible for the bitrate of the stream.
Yeah,
the stream bitrate went to pot, but no, they'll definitely do something on it, whether it's RLCS or some other kind of sponsored event. Maybe they'll do some kind of sponsored event where it's to do with demos or something. I don't know.
You know how they gave away, like I said, and I'll follow up on this again a second week in a row because I can't remember if we uploaded this or not, but they gave away an F-150, give away a Mustang.
Bro.
I'd be pissed if I got the F-150 over a Mustang, though.
Oh, no, hell no. Those F-150s are noise.
Nah, not over here. No one uses pickups over here.
Well, yeah, it's true. Like, but they're
everyone uses hatchbacks here. Just little hatchbacks everywhere.
Oh, dude, a Mustang? Give away a Mustang? That'd be sick.
Give away an F1 car.
SSG Scuffed Cast gives away a Mustang.
Wait, I want them to give away an F1 car.
Oh, imagine.
That would be yeah, no, I wouldn't like that. I'd be like, thanks. Like, what am I supposed to do with
You don't
this?
want a Mustang?
No, the NASCAR car, the F1.
Oh yeah, no, I wouldn't want that.
Bro,
I don't like. If I had to choose a nice car, I don't think I would choose the Mustang.
Nah, I'd choose an F1 car over a NASCAR. You know, if you had to win one or the other.
The F1 cars you can't even like drive on the street. They're so low. They'll freaking.
Yeah, you take them to a track though.
Yeah, it'd be pretty sick.
Yeah, I don't know. I think if I.
Yeah.
I want a
Go,
little
Neato.
Miata. I want a little Miata in Rocket League so I can open up my lights. You know, the car that can like open up its little lights.
Oh
Bugatti.
yeah. Okay. I was thinking Mini Cooper. I was like, you mean something that looks similar to the Fennec? But no, I see Miata. Yeah.
Miatas. Yeah. They're
I
super
want a
cool.
Well,
Volkswagen, but
speaking
that's
of all
just me.
these
I'm biased.
expectations we have for like game modes and stuff, guys, let's talk about the rough shit stuff.
What?
Edit that.
What are we talking
You
about?
good
This
with
is
that?
edit that, beep that.
You're
Please.
reading off this scuff sheet. Same one as us.
Sorry.
There's literally a sheet for you to follow.
No, I am.
That's
Wait, is
a
it
sheet,
is
not-
is
not
Widow reading off the
ours.
one that Trihouse wrote?
Yeah.
This is my segue into ranked.
What? Wait, what?
I got so close to SSL this season. I got
I
so
was saying
Oh,
close.
like-
expectations for the rough.
Sorry, I just realized what you meant by
Yeah,
that.
I just meant let's segue into the rough expectations. I just
For
I,
real.
Right,
I've only
right.
just cottoned on, yeah.
For this season.
like I was talking about. Expectations for rank this season, guys. Hopes and dreams, and
I'm trying
For
to
the
get to
upcoming
GC.
season.
I'm tired of being washed.
I'm sorry. You gonna go full sweat, Neato?
I guess I have to. That's the thing. Like, I never go full sweat. I have like a obviously being focused for that long is like a challenge in itself. But like, oh man, sometimes it'll just like for me it'll take the fun out of it sometimes. So I have to really like pace myself. But I think I can do it as long as I can like I'm not doing that like all the time and I kind of balance myself out. I can do it. I also have to start playing with people higher ranked than me. I've always been so timid and like I don't like playing with people. I like solo queuing because I don't ever want people to accuse me, oh, you've been boosted or this and that, and you don't deserve your skill. But every
They're
time
always
I've been
gonna do that.
Everyone gets
I've been
boosted though.
they're
Like,
always
I
gonna
told
do
There's
that.
so many
you.
people that are boosted in game, it doesn't matter.
I have
Right,
so-
right. So I just have to do me, and do what feels right.
You know what the
Not worry
worst
about
thing
other
is?
people's feelings.
I spent 3 seasons in champ, like 3s in champ or whatever, and this whole season, and the second half of last season, I was just solo queuing. If I'm playing 3s, I'll play extra modes with friends. You know what I mean? But if I'm playing 2s or 3s, for the most part, I'm gonna try to solo queue, especially 3s. I'm gonna try to solo queue, or specifically, like you said, if I'm playing 3s, I find people who are my rank in 3s, and I'm gonna play it at this or whatever. And this season, because this season has been a nightmare, that was the rough stuff I was talking about. Since this season has been a nightmare, I've been stuck in like diamond. I've been stuck in diamond in 3s. You know what I mean? Erase the celebration of champ from a year ago. Like I've been stuck in diamond all season. And the worst thing in the world is when people come in and they're like, "Did you get boosted to diamond?" And I'm like, I've been champ for 3 seasons. I spent a year in champ, and you're asking if I got boosted to diamond? I've been deranking all season.
That is so good. Oh man, you're already at your lowest, and they're
I'm at
like,
my lowest
"Got
point
her."
of the year, and they're like, "You got boosted to diamond," and I'm like,
people will always say you're carried or you're boosted or that you don't deserve your rank. They're always going to say that of streamers.
I think that's just
always.
you, Trey.
"Yeah, but Trihouse, that's because you're carried and you're boosted." And you
Shut
Yeah.
up. My goal is for them to say, when they're insulting me with what rank I'm carried to, my goal is for that rank to increase. Because they used to say that I didn't deserve champ. They used to say I didn't deserve diamond. And now they're like, oh yeah, Try's really a champ too. And I'm like, wait a minute. Last season, you guys said I didn't even deserve champ. So
No.
this is like, we're getting upgrades here. Because now they're like, he would never get out of champ 2. I'm like, big brain. Just gotta take a step back and be like, they're always going to do this because they are seeing you live, and so they are judging your decisions with latency that you aren't playing with. So it's like, it's easy to see it and be like, I could play faster than that.
I autopilot so much in Rocket League because I sounds shitty or like cocky or whatever, but like I stream so much that I don't really have time to play Rocket League off stream. And so I autopilot everything on stream. pretty much. Like I'll get to the point where whether I'm winning or losing, like I'm not paying attention to the game and I can't tell you what happened and I can't tell you like when someone scored or what I did. And it's why like I've been doing that with ones a lot the past season and a half. So I can't hardly play twos or threes because I'll just ram into my teammates like out of nowhere because I'll just like
It is
autopilot
tough
out or whatever.
to focus and also like keep up with chat and do
But
this and all
yeah,
that.
and so I do so much, and I'm just trying to. I've been playing this game for over 2 years now, and I have autopiloted multitasking my way to, you know, Diamond and Champ and Diamond 3 and Champ 1 and whatever. What if I actually try this season?
Do it.
I mean,
you'll be surprised how much you like it. Like if
No,
you can...
I just like, what if I'm just like, hey, I don't care what chat wants. I'm going to do training for 4 hours. I'm going to do training for 4 hours right now, live on stream, and then I'm going to play ranked, and then I'm going to do
You
this.
don't gotta train for 4 hours. You just have to have a training that you do right at the beginning of the stream, a 30-minute block where you're just working on one thing that's a weakness or something, a mechanic that you want to do, because then you can kind of, you know, that's what I've been doing.
Imagine
and
I
always
actually
do, like,
listen
a
to my
steady
boyfriend.
progression. Like,
a
I'm
coach,
saying,
no less.
He's a coach. He's a ones coach.
I think that's what definitely changed my gameplay when I started like implementing a warm-up routine.
Oh, we've lost
figuring
her.
out my.
Oh, okay, there she's
No, no, you're back.
Okay. Yeah, just like, that like totally like just like shock my brain into a blank state. But as long as you are, if you have those little tiny goals, then you little by little you'll start to work them out and stuff like that. But if you're constantly just going into a game, I'm queuing up, I'm gonna get better just by playing. It's not gonna happen. Like you'll just continue like fostering bad habits, and you won't know what's wrong because you're never diagnosing it. So
I'm just gonna I'm just gonna make Randy so mad, and I'm just gonna take everything he's told me for like 2 years and just start doing it.
The one thing I would say is for your warm up, make sure you're doing things that you're like warm up practicing things that you actually do implement in your game. I've been doing a lot of coaching recently, and one thing that I've noticed when people tell me what they do when they're warming up, they'll be like saying, "Oh, like I'll do 15 minutes of just straight up flicks," and then I'll do their replay analysis, and they've not attempted a single flick, so it's just pointless warm up.
Yeah.
So for that, just make sure you're actually warming up with things that you do. I tend to just ball chase in free play. I just try to hit the ball as fast and as consistent.
I'm so scared. Yeah, I'll ball chase in free play a lot, but like I'm so scared to like actually attempt things. Like we talked about this before, but I've been like dribble challenge every single day because that was my one thing, because I learned Rocket League by just streaming it and listening to chat and all of that and like going through all the motions and stuff. That was the one thing that most people started doing early on that I didn't start doing until the past 3 months, is like learning to dribble. Like 3,000 hours in Rocket League, it got me to 2,800 before I decided to start learning to dribble. Like if you look back, if there's one mechanic you didn't focus on that you wish you would have, like mine was dribbling. But so I spent the last 2 months like massively being like, I'm going to do the dribble challenge every day. I'm going to get better at it or whatever, but I'm still not using it in game. But I'm at that point where I realize that, you know what I mean? Like, because I only play ones on stream most of the time. And so like, I'll get there and I'm just like, why wasn't I dribbling? Why wasn't I dribbling? Why wasn't I dribbling? I can flick on this stupid map up a ramp, like, you know, 50, like 100 miles an hour. Why didn't I flick it over the car? Why did I just try to like pelt it, cut it? Like, why?
It was funny because when I first started playing Rocket League, I had about 800 hours where I didn't touch ranked. I was just playing my private matches, whatever. I think I might have touched on it before, but it's a really unique experience. When I started to stream, probably 1,200 hours or so have gone by. I did start playing ranked. I was around gold, plat, ranked when I first started streaming. And people would come in my chat, do you know what a half flip? Do you know what a half flip is? And I was like, no, I have no idea. And I had to learn that. But it's those 1,200 hours of me not half flipping ever, despite me going into free play and kind of getting it in, I still, for about 6 or 7 months, would not implement it in a game. And I would continue to get yelled at by my chat. You could have half flipped there. You could have half flipped there. Do you know how to half flip? I'm like, yes, I know how to. But I have to break those bad habits in my brain in order to like figure out. That's why I started playing ones. I was forced to use the half flip or I would get punished for it. So yeah, it's just those little things where you can spend a bunch of time learning them outside of the game. And when you've played Rocket League like like we Widow and I, when we were playing just so casually and just having fun, but also subconsciously developing really bad habits. Like it can be hard to break them.
Yeah. Like I did so many things wrong, and people are like, why do you still do that? And I'm like, because I did it for 2,000 hours without
Right,
ever
like,
thinking about it.
Yeah.
You know?
Let me live.
You built muscle memory. No, I finally did for the first time like a baby air dribble off the wall, and then I caught the ball and I scored, and it was like the most exciting thing in the world for me. And then SSG posted the clip to the SSG TikTok, and everybody was like, what did she do? Huh?
Dude, the amount I
Widow,
love
you potato.
I can't with TikTok
I can't
comments.
with
I can't.
TikTok
I really can't.
Oh, man.
I'm like, I'm sorry, kid. I'm sorry that I don't have brand new baby thumbs and I just picked up the game
Just
and
wait
I had
until
Brand new baby thumbs.
just
Like,
wait until I
literally,
do
like-
triple flip reset on you. Just wait.
like I'm sorry that you have 7,000 tutorials on how to flip reset, and when I started, you know, all I had was Gibbs Road to GC, like, or something like that.
Yeah.
No, but it's one of those things where you got a lot of resources now to get better, but back in the day we had to rough it and teach ourselves.
Well, it's not
And
even that
so
there's-
now we're having to unteach ourselves and then reteach ourselves.
It's not
Exactly.
even
Yeah,
that there's
exactly.
like the means to, like to all everyone's got all countless tutorials and stuff online, and there's coaches and stuff. Back when like most of us started playing, some of these mechanics didn't even exist. Like people weren't doing, like they just hadn't been found out. So
Or they weren't important for your rank. You
Right?
know?
Now,
Like you
people-
fundamentally knew that you shouldn't be trying to flip reset in bronze.
right? Gosh dang it. And
Well, what-
there's just now there's people who are doing ceiling shuffles with their camera backwards and able to like blindly score the ball.
yeah,
Did you see that? Did you see that? Did you see that clip?
I did see
I don't
that
think
clip.
Trihouse
I
has
did
seen
There
see
was
it.
that clip.
literally some kid who I can describe this as best I can for the podcast, but he drives himself up to the ceiling. He ceiling shuffles, which basically looks like they are crawling on the ceiling, which is
Wave
a very
dashing.
difficult mechanic. Yeah, very difficult mechanic to achieve. This guy puts his camera backwards, so he's looking behind him while he's doing it, and then flips to score a ball he doesn't even see. I was like,
This was in free
What?
play though, right?
No.
Like,
no,
No, it was online.
It was in
it
a
was
match.
in a- That's why it was like,
Someone does that to me in a match, I'm uninstalling.
I'm
Actually,
not. I'm
it's the only
posting
thing you
it like
can
it's
do,
my
really.
clip.
that actually reminds me. There was one time in a woman when this guy he went up the corner on my side, and then he ceiling shot it in almost like a dish, but like from the ceiling. Ever since that day, because of the way that he scored on me, I've been trying to learn that shot. I'm like, I'm gonna land it on somebody else. Like he did me so dirty that day. I'm gonna make sure that somebody else
I
feels
want
the
a
way
ceiling
that I
shuffle.
felt.
I
gotta
wanna
get-
steal and show.
I gotta get better at wave dashing if I'm ever gonna ceiling shuffle.
Ceiling shuffling, I will never concern myself with that. I
Yeah,
don't have the
it's
time.
probably the most pointless thing, but it looks cool.
It was the.
I'm just ceiling shuffling.
guys, we've been talking for so long. You wanna talk about something else that's really cool besides ceiling shuffling? You want to
Yes.
talk about something else that's really cool? We all, in various different times, got to host the grid for
We
SSG this week.
did.
Yeah.
Let's
We were on
go.
the Space Station channel on Twitch, and maybe we were featured on the Rocket League channel. I don't know. I never wanted to check because
Oh, I forgot
I
about
was
that.
told there were moments during ours, so I assume that there were moments during your else too. I don't watch the main broadcast during it, so.
I might have
Yeah,
a
we got
flick
to do
through
it
it and see.
twice. The first time it was super fun, but like I made so many production errors. Like, okay, there was like maybe 3 or 4 production errors, but they were funny. Like we laughed them off. But the second time that we casted Veeds and I, it was like
It's
it
flawless.
was flawless. Like
Actually flawless. Yeah.
no errors whatsoever. I was like, pat some back. Like we did so good.
Easy. That's
Just
awesome.
like-
Trihouse,
say
how did y'all
something?
start?
Oh,
Sorry, Widow.
so
No, you're
guys,
fine.
so the day I'm supposed to host the grid, for SSG, my internet. It's my internet. I've been battling internet the entire time I've been in this house, but that day in particular, I could not have streamed at 1.5 megabits per second. Like it was unusable. So, like 3 hours before I'm supposed to host the grid, I get my travel set up and I go over to my parents' place And I get everything set up so we can have a professional broadcast. And I think Leth and I got it up and running like probably. I think we started 5 to 10 minutes late, but other than that, we were ready to go. And I was streaming in my little sister's bedroom.
Everyone was already playing, and you were still.
Oh, okay. That was a miscommunication on.
Let's trying to cast. Let's trying to cast the first game, and Trihouse is still introing the stream.
Oh, that's right. So I was in the lobby, but it didn't auto join me with the everybody else. So I was like I was vamping, just waiting.
You know why, right?
Why?
And this is what I mentioned to you just before we started when I said I'll save it a little bit of dirt. So I'm editing for Rettles at the moment, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they were like trying to get the lobby set up, but you were in another lobby somewhere. It's like at the bottom it says someone's playing in green.
Yeah.
So you were playing, and they were waiting for you to get out, and you just weren't leaving. So Rettles was like, "Oh fuck this, I'm kicking."
Good
All
job.
right, Rettles. All right, Rettles.
It's been
Shots
glitching out.
fired.
The parties have been glitching out lately. Like I'll be able to say that I got 2 people playing in a game even though they've left, and then we have to remake the party. Like it's been kind of glitchy. lately,
Yeah.
You can't
so-
invite people unless they're in free play.
Been
Like-
getting a bug
Yeah.
where it's not searching for people as well. So we have to
Yeah.
restart a party because it won't search for some people.
Lots of little glitches, but hopefully
Hopefully
it's
they're
all
being
because we have an
addressed,
update today. Well, yesterday
do.
we have an update. Rolling out before the new season, so hopefully.
We don't know what's
That'll fix it.
any patch. We literally don't know what's going to be included, right? Aside from the actual content stuff, we don't know.
No,
Yeah, we don't have patch
they
notes.
haven't released a patch note sheet.
But everybody will have
Oh.
already had that by the time they've heard this.
For the grid, just to go back to the grid for a sec, SSG's doing really good. Our
10 and
record is
2.
9-2,
I thought it was
10 and 2.
10-2, yeah.
It could be 10-2. I'm dumb. But we dropped a game against Envy, who debatably have been like one of the other strongest teams in the grid.
And then they went and got swept by
G2.
Alpine.
Ooh.
And Alpine were
G2,
like
yeah.
1-11 or something, 1-10 before that.
Yeah, it's like there's just some weird stuff going on in the grid. Like that's why I like the grid, because I talked about it during the cast, but it just depends on the day. Some of these big teams, FaZe did not have a good day yesterday. They have not had a good day, apparently. I saw Gyro tweeting about how they're like on an 11-game loss streak that they had just broken, and I was like, geez, like that must be rough coming from like just being signed to such a big org and then performing maybe not as like you thought you would, you know.
Wow.
But SG, we
Speaking
took
of-
G2 to game 5, and G2 was literally peaking.
Oh,
yesterday,
G2.
so
Them first 2 games were
we-
destroying us.
yeah, the fact that we were able to take them to game 5 was really good for us. At least we could, we can always come back and beat them the next time. But FaZe got swept by G2.
The
Just
one
like that, so
the one thing that, speaking of like losing streaks and winning streaks and stuff, I think NRG have won all 12 series within 4 games. They've
Yeah.
not gone to game 5 in 12 series straight in the grid.
It's pretty impressive, I guess. It's all
I
right.
guess.
I think they're like 36 and 5 map count or something.
At this point, they might just put Musty in just for the content. It's like-
Wait, what do you reckon that will happen in the grid if they're just out and out first place?
I mean, they can't risk an injury from Justin. They'll probably bench Justin.
Wait, on the because it's on the 19th, right? We've got like a 2-week break for the grid.
Got to save his thumb.
Yeah.
Wait, who's casting that?
Yeah, who's casting for the
my
19th?
spot? I gave Try my spot, so it's Trihouse and Ranny.
Nice.
For the grid.
I very much loved hosting the grid, but my anxiety levels through the roof.
Oh, you guys just look like
I
you're
just
chilling
want a
though. You
chance
were
to do
eating
it
burgers. You were
properly.
just chilling. Like, you look like you're having a good time.
Yeah, you looked like you were pretty composed when I stopped in.
Yeah.
Widow.
Yeah,
Look, I have my little
Yeah.
checklist,
but
so
then,
I
but then
can check
Trihouse
team
was like, "Oh
series."
man, I thought
I
I,
was-
had another date signed
I
up.
did-
I'm a
I really
slacker
did
who
think I had another date.
forgot. I'm a slacker who forgot, and I wanted to help. So
That's
Well,
cute.
thanks. I appreciate the chance to get like a
No,
proper
but having to do
broadcast going.
production and cast the first
no,
time
I'm kidding,
was
Try.
really-
I'd heard that you'd had some difficulties and stuff.
Oh,
so.
dude, that entire day, it set me back like
I
2
did see
days
that you were
on
in some
all the-
random bedroom. I was like, oh, what's
That-
he
yeah.
doing?
I was streaming from my little sister's bedroom. I mean, she's like 21 now, so she's an adult. But it's
You
still
broke
like
the monitor after that, right?
so
no.
the monitor break happened yeah, a couple days later. So yeah, it's been a week of just like it's been a bad week for Trihouse in terms of
Energy's low. You'll come
Yeah.
back though.
So you getting
I
your
can't
internet
take
sorted
many
out
more
then?
L's, guys.
Is your internet
Huh?
getting sorted out then?
Yes, so they're desegmenting my node Wednesday.
That sounds
oh,
like
yeah, we were talking about it in your
I
chat.
remember that last night. Desegment my node,
Desegmenting
daddy.
the nodes.
Yeah, it sounds pretty
Desegment.
Trihouse. Desegment my node.
Hey, this is Trihouse's chat. I do not speak for them. I just quote them.
Right,
Yeah,
right,
that's what they would, because it does sound a little sus. But yeah, so
A little?
the internet.
you need to
situation
start
should be
running
worked
with
out
that try.
Wednesday.
That needs to become like a phrase of yours. It has
Oh,
to.
it's gonna be for at least a week.
No, forever,
at
man.
least a
It has
week
to
of-
be. You have to get merch and everything with it.
Yeah. Yes.
Nodes
But hopefully
deseg-
the internet will be much better. But yeah, so does that kind of are we done with the grid?
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
Okay, that
speaking
kinda
of
segues
dealing
into
with
our next point, which is
frustrations and
Try
having
with the
to-
segue.
right,
controlling
like having,
rage.
So
Because
Yeah.
it might have seen a clip of me breaking my monitor on stream, and everybody assumes I was like rage broke my monitor, and
You
I-
kind of did.
I rage broke things later in the stream, but that was after the monitor break. Because the monitor break, I was like, this stream's already this is a lost cause in terms of trying to control my anger. But yeah, I just like this mouse. I was like, my internet was lagging we just talked about, and I just like tossed my mouse down, and it did nothing less than flip reset up into my monitor. I have no idea the physics behind it and how it did it. It just like because it's an expensive mouse, so I didn't even throw it hard. I just was frustrated. and
wait,
I,
was
like,
your mouse that broke
sus-
your monitor?
Yeah.
I thought it was the
it-
controller.
no,
I thought you were mad. It looked like you like hit your hand against it. That's what I thought.
Oh yeah, no. I tossed my mouse down, and it just went, and it kind of like rolled and then popped
So it
up
wave
on a
dashed.
roll. it literally wave dashed into my monitor,
It
Like-
ceiling shuffled.
and it's like, so it broke my monitor, and then I was having internet issues, DCs, and everything. My stream crashed like 3 times, and then there's just a clip of me like slamming my keyboard, and then like throwing my chair, and then putting a hole in
Wait,
the
what?
drywall.
I've not seen all that.
Yeah. Oh, I still have to.
What?
That's a thumbnail right
I'm
there.
sorry.
That's
You-
a thumbnail.
You punched your drywall?
No. I slammed my keyboard. I then threw my chair. Yeah, you can probably see there's like dents by the SSG poster where I threw my chair. And then I threw open like the laundry room door. I like
This is-
slammed open the laundry room door, and it slipped past the slide at the bottom of the door, and so the doorknob just put a giant hole in the, not a giant hole, but it's a doorknob.
How's the
right where-
missus? How's she doing?
That was my first thought. to be
Well,
honest.
she knows I'm handy, so like I'm gonna patch it all, so she's not too worried. But
No, but how was she in the instance when you?
Yeah, how was she? in
Possessed?
the-
Oh,
Yes.
she
in the
tried to
night?
come talk to me. We had people over.
What?
And
Oh no,
Well,
you did
because
on
my-
your stream, right?
yeah, my little sister she was in the broadcast with me, but we had some of our friends were in the other room, and she came over after the stream is because I wasn't tilted about Rocket League necessarily. It was just like the stream was crashing and people were making jokes about it, and they had been for like 30 minutes. And I was like trying to control my anger because like, but yeah. So anyways, she tried to come over, and I was just like, don't talk to me. And she was like, okay. And she
I'd
just
like- I'd like
Well,
to.
hey,
I'd like
try.
to say something here. This segment
Okay.
was called was supposed to be tips on combating rage. So what that was what
Is-
not to do.
Well, I was about to
What not to
ask him, like, so what can we do to prevent that from happening next time?
What did we learn?
Like, how, for me personally, the way that I got over my tilt, and honestly, if I'm on stream, if I get upset, like, genuinely, unless it's out of my control, like my controller, like the other day I actually did like punch my controller on the stream because I was having
You
an input
punched
issue
your
where
controller.
I did. I was like this.
Karate chop.
I got mad because I wanted the input to go through, but what was happening is, I think I replaced the cable. I think that's what it was, but it was backing up my input, so nothing would happen, and then all my inputs would happen at once. I would turn, jump, and boost at the same time. I'm like, so I like
that was,
that
yeah,
was
tell me.
things that are out of your control that are rage inducing. I totally get that, but to calm myself down, I always like make light of the situation, especially in 1v1s. Like if I own goal because I challenge weird or stuff like that, or I mess up, I always try to just laugh it off, because if I let it get to me, there's no way I'm gonna be able to come back. So, and especially when people are watching me on the stream, like if I sometimes, like when I get faked out and stuff, I won't react at all, and nobody knows, nobody realizes it either, and I'm like, it's fine, nobody saw that, and then I can get over it easier because I don't acknowledge it. So yeah,
I'm
just like
cursed.
little things to do so you don't make yourself
I'm cursed
upset.
with the fact that any own goal I've ever hit is usually the nuttiest shot I've ever hit in my life. Like it's usually like it's never like I just casually knocked something in. It's like I came from the ceiling and hit a shot that would never ever been able to do before, and it happens into an own goal. So like how I combat that is anytime I do it, I'm just like, nuttiest shot I've ever hit, never hit it again. I'm a legend.
Cracked,
And I'll just
yeah.
keep going. You know, I just be like, cracked.
Yeah,
I'm a
making a
legend. They
joke
never
about
saw
it,
it coming, and just keep it going. Like I'll just keep it going. And there's always that kid in chat who like doesn't get sarcasm. And he's like, but that was in your own goal. And I was just like, still nuttiest shot I've ever hit, and just move on, just move on,
You
just
wish you
move
could
on,
hit
just
that,
move on. You
nerds.
wish you could hit that. Oh god.
Yeah. The one thing too that got me to just like have like a reset point. So like my reset point, like for my mood or whatever in games, is a kickoff, because my kickoffs are usually pretty strong. I worked on them so that every time I got to a kickoff, I would be able to reset. Like, okay, at least I can have this opportunity right now. I know that I get this kickoff. It's fine. So just having moments like that where you know like your strong points and recognizing them and just building yourself up, it's really important.
And I think, and just like analyzing what went wrong, like in it from a technical way. Oh God, this sounds so, because you see this a lot in pro players, like they get really like robotic about playing Rocket League sometimes, and it's like it, like kind of taking the emotional thing out of it, and just realizing like if you got scored on, it's like why you got scored on. Like use the time to think about it, say it out loud to yourself, and be like, all right, so just like, and just take it as a learning experience, because it's like, I mean, especially this season, I've had some pushes to like higher ranks that where it's like there was like, you know, like I wanted to prove that I could do it, and it's like I fell short a lot of times, and so it's like I could get really upset about it and rage, or I could like figure out what I was doing wrong, like right after I do it, like just be like, okay, I can do better about that, like, or I should have challenged here, and it's just like realizing that you can like redirect the energy in a way that's like productive and like, you know, and just don't let yourself get too angry, especially like at equipment and stuff. That's the main one. I don't slam my controller anymore. I promised my chat I wouldn't do that, and so I
also
don't.
a huge thing is just focusing on yourself too. If you start worrying about other people's mistakes, like everybody else make it, I guarantee you in any lobby, every single person on the field is going to make at least one mistake. If you start focusing on everybody else's mistakes and then start blaming your own mistakes on their mistakes, that's where things start getting like, you get even more frustrated because you feel like the win is out of your control, when in reality it very much could be like you could be the problem. Like you could handle that. Like I always tell people, like the best Rocket League players are people who can adapt to any play style. If you have teammates who are pushing up all the time, you can recognize that and stay back. If you have teammates who are super passive and are not going, you can start, ball chasing, and you can recognize that. There's people who don't realize, like, yeah, you like to ball chase, that's your play style, but not everyone's going to be able to jive with that. Like solo queuers who are at like the top ranks, probably among the best Rocket League players, they're considered pros, like because they can just adapt to any sort of team combination.
So yeah, that's a good way of putting it. It's like you feel like it's out of your control, and that's why people get mad, because they get mad at their teammates because they think they couldn't do anything to help it. Just, you could always be the good guy, and like there's always something you could be doing to help out your teammate more. And so don't focus on their mistakes as much as more than's necessary. Like there's something you could have done to put them in a better position, to where even if it was like an easy save and they missed it, you could have made it easier for them. Like,
Right.
and
I always put myself in the other person's shoes too. Like I've definitely made the same mistake before. I can't like imagine when I made that mistake and somebody coming at me and raging at me, like that would have not have helped me in that moment. So even when I'm playing 1v1s against somebody and my opponent makes mistakes, I have to be like, I feel that dude, like I can respect that struggle. So I always try and keep myself in a very neutral state. I never take anything personally, and like I'm just trying to better myself and not worry about anybody else. So that always keeps me pretty level headed.
Even
Stop
if
playing 2s and 3s and only play 1s.
even if I have a teammate that is just like completely whiffing like everything or whatever it may be, I don't think I've ever called them out for it in chat. Like just
Oh,
if
yeah.
you're the type of person where you can mentally think like, oh, like just in your head think, right, that was my teammate's fault, which when they just blatantly just make an unforced error, it is, right? But I've never once like called anyone out for it, and I think if you're the type of person that does do that, just stop it. Just there's nothing making you do it.
It's a
it's gonna
projection.
make you more tilted to,
Yeah.
to
Yeah, it's
talk to them about it.
It makes me feel like they're more likely to make mistakes too. Like they probably make mistakes all the time. If they're just like so worried about what I'm doing, like you probably not even focus on your own gameplay. So yeah, it's
Hit
just
them with a
about
no problem if they say sorry. Just one no problem. You don't have to do 3 of them.
No problem, no problem, no problem.
Just
No, hit 'em with the
one.
okay when they whiff.
Don't do that.
Just
Oh my
when they
gosh.
miss the ball, just hit 'em with the okay.
Close one.
Definitely.
No, things not to do. I'm
Oh,
so
man.
sick of that. I'm so sick of any time I do something wrong. Okay, no.
Oh, the worst thing is when you demo someone and they give you the thanks. That actually tilts me. It's the only thing. Quick
Really?
chat.
I love
I
that.
love it. I love demoing though.
No, but
Yeah, whenever they hit me with the thanks after I demo, I'm like, yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome.
no, but I hate it because I hate that the attitude that they have been saying thanks. That's what annoys me about it. But
Yeah.
I know that at that point you know that you're in the head, which is good. But
Yeah.
I just think, what?
At
Why
that point, I look for them on respawn. I'm like, where
you go for the
at?
chain demos.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh my god.
Demoing is the best tactic in Rocket League, and I just love when they stop playing the game to type, "Stop demoing me," and then I can demo them and score in the same second while they wasted their time typing.
I hate it when
Stop
people are like,
typing in the video game and play the video game.
like you wouldn't have won if you didn't use so many demos. I'm like, I used so many
Okay, I
demos.
used a mechanic.
because you were literally right in front of me to demo, and I'm gonna take that opportunity to demo you. It's not my fault that you were just there.
Yeah, I
Like,
took Neato's tactic. I took Neato's tactic of doing the guess as the rank, and it has been amazing for my mental health because I just watch it. I don't know. I no longer get mad at the people who are like, rank, what's your rank? What's your rank? I'm now like the evil villain who just loves watching them spiral in my chat because they'll go rank and it'll go guess, and then they'll guess, and then I won't say anything, and they'll go, what's your rank? And I'll be like, plastic 17, and they'll be like, no, what's your rank? And it's this chaos brewing because why does it matter so much? And people didn't understand why I took, like, I say I got it for me, but they don't understand why I did it at first. And now so many people are like, oh, I get it now. Because like
Yeah.
that's all
We're
that'll
not
be
really
said, and then
friendly
they'll
players.
spiral and they'll keep pushing and all this. But what I love doing is putting my rank as guess, but then having my banner as my champ banner,
Yeah.
and then just watching them explode, just like watching them straight up explode because they're like, "Dibba-dibba-da," but then how? But then dibba-dibba-da, but then how? And it's amazing. But like in 1v1s, what's fantastic is I've never been champ in ones, obviously. And so when I'll forget sometimes, and I'll have my champ banner on in ones, and then people will be like, how are you in ones? And I like, you know what I mean? They'll be like, or how are you in champ? There's no way that you're in champ, you know what I mean? Or whatever, because they're thinking that it's about ones, or that they don't understand how season rewards work and that they're from previous seasons. So many people are like, how are you in champ right now? And I'm just like, one, this is a season reward from like 2 seasons ago. You know what I mean? Or whatever. But they'll be spamming that, and they'll be typing. And in the time that they're typing, I'm just scoring. Because they will literally stop what they're doing,
Yeah, those people are dumb.
type paragraphs, and I'm like,
It's just stupid.
I had like one of my biggest pet peeves. This one guy, he was just like, like we're queuing up ranked, and this guy like he just DCs right in the middle of a play, and I score. He types in chat, "Hey, can I get a goal? My controller disconnected." I'm like, "Is this just? You think people are just gonna just score 2 goals, man? Just you can do it. You got this." I think at that point I was like, "Yeah," and I let him get a goal, or whatever, and it was fine. But
Why?
like, because I'm a like
No!
I was just like,
It's not your fault. He's got shitty equipment. You score on that hoe.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I have chat off now, so it's like, what? How are you expect? Like, what if I didn't have my chat on? Like, you can't expect that to be a thing for like. If it were me, if my controller disconnected when I was playing ranked, and I would just be like, okay, time to suck it up, and But yeah, I don't understand that mentality. Like, if something happens in 1v1s, especially when you're playing ranked 1v1s, like, that's too bad. Come on, like, you just gotta you should have your ish together when you're playing. Your controller should be working, and but gotta be understanding sometimes.
Can I segue with something really quick that just got tweeted that
Yeah.
we weren't talking about? So we said beforehand that we weren't going to talk about a certain situation that was happening in the Rocket League community because we're not going to give someone attention. So we're not. There has been a problem with something that's been happening in the community of bots involved. Commander Root just released out a tool that can pre-ban them before they're ever in your stream. He just released a tool that can block follow bots and chat bots before they ever come into your stream. There's a compiled list of all of the ones that have ever been banned for being bots. And he's just like fulling it and like coding it, and there's like 3.8 million, and like you just run it, and there's like a whole step-by-step guide to like stop them from ever coming or like ever coming back or like
Yes, if you are just listening lately, the Rocket League community has been targets for some botting that happens on streams. We didn't really want to touch on it because it's just one of those things that we have to deal with, but that's really good news. If you don't know, Commander Root is somebody who codes a lot of plugins for Twitch, and he's been around for a really long time. If you'll see him in your viewer list because he has a bot that's constantly gathering data on Twitch streams so he can make these sort of things. So yeah, that's a really good news for the community in general, just so we don't have to worry about that, and everybody can, finally have
Root's
some
an OG
good
viewer of
streams.
the channel.
Yeah, right? He has some of the highest watch time in my channel. Like, number 3?
Commander Root, my boy.
You know the number 3 bot with highest watch time in my channel? Trihouse.
Yeah,
you like to have tabs open.
Yeah,
I do, but it hasn't been as active since I moved to Texas because they were just like they were crashing so frequently that it was too much work for me to like go and like refresh them all.
Hey, no worries. But anyway, I think that's a good point for us to kind of segue out of the podcast, unless you guys have anything else to put in.
No, I think that was good. Yeah, guys, as we wrap things up, I'd like to remind you that you can find us on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, and YouTube. If you are listening to this on Spotify, please come check out the YouTubes. We are just starting to post on there regularly, and you get to see the live reactions during all this to some things that you might be confused about. So come check us out. But you can find all of the other broadcasts on anchor.fm/SSG with all of our individual socials. Also, go follow us on Twitter at SSG Scuffcast, and tweet us things. Tweet us your favorite parts of the podcast, things you want us to talk about on the podcast, people you want us to have. I'm sorry, I threw the Charmander off my thing. People you want us to have as guests on the podcast. We might have some special things. We might have some special things coming out soon. So make sure you're following on social so that you stay there first. Thank you guys for listening or watching.
Have a great Wednesday. Peace.
Bye.